Well, Super Mario Maker has finally come out, and I've been playing with it for a while, making all kinds of interesting levels. And there is a lot that this does, but there's a ton more that this could do. So I'm going to go over a list of enemies I would love to see included in Super Mario Maker if they ever come out with new content for it in the form of DLC, expansion packs, sequel games, or amiibo downloads. 1. The Fuzzy. Not my first choice of creatures, but as I'm going through the list, there it is. Definitely a creature that could add some interesting challenges to the game, mostly considering the concept of it being a creature that you can't touch and you have to go out of your way to avoid. And they come in both big and small form, and can even move together in large waves to flood out an area and force you to have to move quickly through a stage. Hokey, a very popular character since Super Mario Bros. 2. He's appeared in many other Mario games, and with his ability to be stackable, as is something that Nintendo seems to love doing with their characters, I'm surprised that they don't have Pokies already as a character in the game. It would be fun to stack him up and see what players could do with him. Not to mention the fact that the game doesn't have a single desert-related anything. No desert backgrounds, no quicksand, no angry sun, no sand tiles or cacti or anything else that you think comes with the desert territory. The super large fish, the ones that appear when you have water and land in a level at the same time. One thing Mario Maker does not do is allow you to have a level with both water and land in the same area. Therefore, it does not have the large fish that can jump out and swallow you. You can make the fish large by giving them mushrooms, but it doesn't give them spikes or make them capable of swallowing you whole in one bite. The swoopers. There are no bats of any kind in Super Mario Maker. It would be a great winged enemy to add to the mix instead of my having to put wings on other things and have them substitute in the areas where the swoopers would normally have been used. Shy Guys and Sniffits, another character from Super Mario Bros. 2 that's highly popular and whose absence is greatly felt in Super Mario Maker, as well as Birdo. In fact, there are only 2 boss characters in this game, Bowser and Bowser Jr. And while Bowser Jr. mimics many of the same moves as the Koopa Kids, their absence is also felt to a point. But I would love to have Birdo and Mauser and Tri-Slide and Wart and some of the others, so I wouldn't have to keep using Bowser and Bowser Jr. in interesting ways. And using Magic Koopas or Sledge Brothers or something else of that nature as a boss character isn't nearly as interesting as the old free hits until you're dead thing that you get from the other characters. It sort of forces you to be creative and do some enemy stacking if you want to create interesting challenges. The rest of the Hammer Brothers family. This is one I'd love to see. All the game has is Hammer Brothers and Sledge Brothers. No Fire Brothers, no Ice Brothers, no Ice Flowers, no Boomerang Brothers, and no brothers of other types that you can arm with any weapon of your choice. You can have Lakitu throw almost anything in the game, but not a Hammer Brother. You also don't have Hammer Brother suits. Although I did discover the ability to have Yoshi eat a hammer and regurgitate it, though at the odd angle the hammer went, I'm not sure what Yoshi would be able to do with this ability. Boom Boom isn't really missed that much, even though he's a new boss character that could have been added to the roster. Neither is Reznor missed. Both of these characters can be replicated through the use of creativity and the substitution of other existing characters. Charging Chuck, however, would be just different enough to be interesting. A character that can run fast, takes a few hits to kill, and can smash through bricks. That would be a fun combination to play with. Spike, the guy that tosses the spiked ball, he is also absent from this. In fact, the spiked ball tossing piranha plant is also absent. And so are the special Lakitu spiked eggs that can hit the ground and continue rolling without breaking apart. There aren't any objects that classify as spikes that are able to roll along the ground and obey various laws of physics. You have spiny eggs that break open into spinies when they hit the ground, and you have stationary spike traps that don't move or do anything interesting. You don't have spiked balls as a weapon. You also don't have the Micro Goombas, the ability to shrink enemies, or the Mini Mushroom, or the ability to have Goombas inside blocks that jump around like they did in Super Mario 3. The Bruiser, the spinning boxing ghost from the later Super Mario Bros. Games that could smash through walls and took multiple hits to kill. He's another character that I'd love to stick in my haunted houses. Also, the giant bullet bills. I can have cannons shoot larger cannonballs, but I can't have a bullet bill the size of the entire screen that crushes through bricks and destroys everything in its path. A very unfortunate thing is I had a lot of plans for it. The Sumo Brother also absent from the game. Like the Sledgehammer Brothers, this guy had the ability to stomp his feet and cause Mario to become unmobile for a while. The difference is that the Sledge Brothers toss hammers while the Sumo Brother rains down fire and lightning. Subtle differences, and I can see why they would go with one and not the other, but still, the ability to have enemies drop flight power-ups when you stomp on them, as well as the ability to have enemies fly without using the wing item. This is something else that I miss from the game. I also miss having the ability to have different colored Yoshis. The only way to have Yoshi breathe fire is to have him eat fireballs or eat something that shoots fireballs. He doesn't have the ability to shoot fireballs through the eating of a red Koopa, nor can he fly or stomp the ground as he did in Super Mario World. Bullies, these were characters that could only be defeated by pushing them off of the edge of a cliff. A nice concept for an enemy that I'd love to see return in this game, and it's simply not there. Guard, the lava creature that would come out of lava and get in your way. There's not a whole lot that you can stick in lava in the Mario games, and I miss having the ability to use that as a creature. Snow-related monsters, I would love to see not only snow areas and snow backgrounds, ice blocks that could actually contain creatures and items inside of them, ice blocks that melt when hit with fire, but also monsters that are made from snow and ice. There's absolutely nothing snow and ice related. No icicles, no snowmen, no flurries, nothing. The penguins, I would love to see those come back. That's sort of another ice area enemy though, isn't it? The fire chomp and the fire snake, those are also surprisingly absent from the game. In fact, none of the enemies power up when you give them the fire flower, which seems like a wasted opportunity. It would be fun to have fire variants on most of the characters, as well as undead variants on them too. The ability to have dry Bowser or a dry bone fish or dry bone beetle or any number of other ghost related characters like the Eries, for example. The ghost Lakitu with the fishing pole of the fire at the end of it. Any of those would be interesting. The vine climbing beetles, another one from Super Mario Bros. 2. There's absolutely nothing in the game that climbs up vines or climbs up ladders. In fact, vine is the only item you can climb. They don't have ladders in the game at all whatsoever. Another challenge that could have existed in the game that they decided not to add. The ninjas, that's another one. Little dark guys in the form of ninja stars, quite literal ninja stars who are ninjas, as well as any other star-based enemy like the ones you'd see in Super Mario Galaxy. Just not enough of those, and I think they'd be cute additions to any game. These spiked crushers, the ones that were popular in Windy's Castle in Super Mario World, and throughout Chocolate Island and beyond that in Super Mario World. I definitely miss having those in the game. They definitely would have added variety to the courses and challenges. Another enemy that would be fun in Super Mario Maker would be the inclusion of Donkey Kong as an antagonist. For those of you who want to go back to where Mario got his start and do Donkey Kong related levels, have him throw barrels and that sort of thing. Anyhow, that's about all I have on my mind for enemies that I wish were in the game that weren't included. You know in the comments section below what enemies you wish the game had included, or any other power-ups or objects or items or backgrounds and so forth that you just wish the game had. Until next time, thank you for watching and good night.